Pensions are really nice to have when you're in retirement. In particular, a defined benefit plan is very nice in that you can calculate your benefit from a very simple formula, multiplying the years of service by your final average salary, multiply by a benefit multiplier, and you come out with what your benefit is. Very simple calculation. For example, if the benefit multiplier is 2.5%, then after 35 years of service, your benefit would be 87.5% of your salary. A guaranteed amount that is not going to fluctuate based on market returns. So what is the real cost of funding a defined benefit plan? Say that you were interested in making your own defined benefit plan, or you wanted to understand what the total compensation you're receiving from your employer who's providing you with a defined benefit plan. So if your goal is to get 87% of your final salary and you wanted to work for 35 years and you expect your salary to increase by 5.5% per year and you expect to live for 25 years in retirement, what percent of salary do you need to save and invest each and every year? As if you wanted to put this money and deposit it in a bank. This could be your pension plan, and you're going to get an interest rate of 7.5%, which you'll not get from a bank right now, but you can get it from a pension plan if you've got a defined benefit pension plan. You learn that you need to save 20% of your salary each and every year. Now, all of us can calculate this number based on our experience in this class, and this is a significant amount of salary in many ways. Some of this salary may be contributed by the employee and some of it by the employer. It may not be an unreasonable amount of additional total compensation that's provided to an employee. However, it's important that employers and employee understand the true cost that's involved in providing this benefit. Now, if you say that I can't get 7.5% from my bank, and the bank says, well, you can get 3.5% if you invest in a 30-year treasury bond, you calculate that you need to save 56% of your salary year in and year out with this interest rate assumption. So you see, you have a very significant increase if you want the degree of certainty that comes from having to invest your money in a government bond at this point. And having a defined benefit plan provides that degree of certainty for you and is a nice benefit to have. This plot here shows the required percent of salary that needs to be saved year in and year out versus the years of service prior to normal retirement age. This is similar to the point we just looked at. We have 35 years of service, but we have a 5% salary multiplier instead of 5.5. That's why it's only 18% that needs to be saved per year. You see that if you work for less years prior to retirement, you're going to need to save a higher percentage of your salary each year in order to get the amount defined by the benefit multiplier formula. If your salary goes up by only 1%, say, per year, you don't need to save as much per year in order to get the final average salary. You can see that employees who work for a government organization, perhaps for a limited number of years prior to retirement, will receive an effective total compensation package that's quite significant relative to what's gotten per year from someone who's worked for a lesser period of time, a greater period of time. So we just talked about this concept of a level percent of salary, which we suggest is a very useful way of looking at the really true cost of a defined benefit plan. So if you save 20% of your salary for each of your 35 years, you get 7.5% interest. You will get 87.5% of your salary for the next 25 years of your life. Actuaries look at a normal cost concept, which is the present value of new accruals that occur in that year. So between 0 and 1 of your employment, you have a certain benefit that's been accrued, and the normal cost of that is small because it's going to be many years to your normal retirement age, and the amount of the present value of that is fairly small. That present value will increase slowly for younger workers, but increases rapidly for older workers and those near retirement, where over 100% of the salary in a year can be the normal cost, the new accrued benefits that occur from for the defined benefit plan. And this is an interesting feature of the defined benefit plan too. And it also shows some of the difficulties of using this concept of normal cost versus what you might logically assume if you were going to say, I'd rather save a certain constant percentage of salaries, so I'm not saving too little at the beginning, so I need to save these large amounts towards the end. So we believe that the key here is education. The goal is to provide access to guaranteed annuity type income for all Americans, and we believe that the starting of that is really for employees and employers to understand the true cost of what it takes to either provide or have a defined benefit plan, and for legislatures and the IRS and for accounting boards to understand these natures of defined benefit plans, and to make rules which will allow plans, pension plans, to be well funded without being considered overfunded, and that one can provide access to secure annuity income. We look forward to you looking further at our presentation. Thank you.